Hey you guys, this is Oshi and this is going to be your weekly reading, which I'm getting consistent with, so maybe I just jinxed it, but I'm trying out something new, as you can see. Hopefully this is going to be working better than the previous one. I also lowered the quality of the video because YouTube has some weird thing that when you're upgrading the video quality, after you upload it, it just F's it up if you don't tweak with the settings, and I haven't had time to do that, so I lowered the quality. Hopefully it's gonna work and you can, actually see the cards if you want to. I'm gonna do the same as in the past few weeks. I'm gonna pull some general messages with the holographically edged Exile Tarot. It's the Awaken edition, if anybody is interested. And then I'm gonna check on a question that we can think about, journal about, and if you want to share, what came up in the previous one, or if you have a question that you think that others can use as a journaling prompt, please do share. And then in the end, I'm gonna just pull some cards for any relationship type of situation that we might face this week. Obviously, every tarot reading is timeless. I'm just saying that it's for the next week, but if you find this reading 6 months from now, it's gonna be still good, because tarot works like that. Sometimes we are not hearing the message when it's actually said to us, or not even sometimes, most often. But okay, so let's start with the general question theme for the week. And you know what, I'm gonna start with the oracle, because why not? Let's see what's gonna be the main theme for us this week. I mean, I know what's for me, but I have to read some. What's gonna be the main theme for the week, for the next week, for the viewers, for the lovely people watching this? Okay, I was about to say we're not getting an answer, but fun. Okay, it's turning. And turning doesn't mean necessarily that you're turning into a zombie next week, because that would be an interesting week, I guess. I don't want that. No, turning is sometimes it's the consequences of our actions. When we chose a certain way, there are certain, I'm gonna say certain, I guess that's a bit too much, but there are certain situations and choices that once you made them, there's no turning back. You choose between A and B, and if you choose A, you cannot go back and re-choose and go back to B, because that door closes. And with turning, it's usually, it has a more negative connotation, the card, so it's not about, oh, you made the right choices and you turned into something beautiful, because you turn into a zombie. And it's something that I think every once in a while we need to check, like, where are we? If our decisions are leading down a path that we don't want to end up as a zombie, obviously, in the end, then this is I'm not saying your last chance to change things up, but this is sort of like a warning to check yourself. Are you making decisions that you're okay with recently? And if you're turning into something that you don't like, time to do something, maybe something drastic. But let's pull some cards to see some clarification, some advice on how to do that. Or, because if you're completely fine, you're okay with how you are, and you don't think that it's for you, awesome, check the rest of the reading. But if you have like any doubt, then just think about if you're completely fine with every decision that you made recently, and how it affected or impacted you as a person, not necessarily your life just, but you as a person. Come out, wherever you I need one more. Thank you. Okay, so we have 3 obviously, because why not? And this is a very slippery desk, so I might need to do something with it. Okay, we have the Emperor. Hopefully it focuses like this. I have no idea. This is a test run. We have the like the Emperor, the 7 of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles. So this is not a bad combination of cards for sure. Unless we take the negative side of the Emperor. And because of turning, I'm going to focus on that instead of just saying that you're stable and you know what you want. Because the Emperor, when it's in the shadowy side, this energy can be very bossy. It can be very controlling, not looking at the people who are depending on you. So the advice would be more patient. Don't try to rush things with the 7 of Pentacles. Don't try to rush things because there are things in your life currently, or changes in your life currently that takes time. Needs some time to take effect. This was hard. But we also have the Queen of Pentacles, so and that's why I'm saying that this is more about the shadowy side of the Emperor, because the Queen of Pentacles is a very nurturing queen. It's the queen that you want to come home to. It's your mom. For me, this is how I read the Queen of Pentacles. This is that motherly figure who takes care of everybody. So it's more about nurturing others, using a softer hand, so to speak, to rule with the Emperor. Because, you can trap more flies with honey as well, but also if you're in a position in your life that you take care of other people, and I don't necessarily just think that kids and a partner or animals even, it could be work related as well, but because there's a lot of pentacles. So if you're in a position where you need to take care of or need to lead other people in some sort of way, just organize, give them tasks to do, or like I said, take care of an animal. Sometimes being strict is the good strategy, but in this case, a softer hand is definitely needed if you don't want to end up being like a bad ruler. We also have the 5 of Wands, which is a conflict card, and a 7 of Swords, which is like being sneaky and being two-faced. So, but that's the outer the card normally. But yeah, I think the message for us this week is to very much check ourselves, because I'm not gonna pretend that this is, I'm above anything like this. But the general message is this week, and if you look at the colors, it's all like muted and grayish and stuff like that. These are the bad cards in this reading. But the 2 good ones, it has some light in it. So definitely the focus needs to shift from trying to decide for everybody else how they should live their life. So the main message is to let others deal with their own things. It's their own drama, it's their own conflict. You don't need to get involved in it. And the reason why you shouldn't get involved in this week is because you're not gonna make it better if you are not approaching the situation with a more open-minded, more understanding point of view or state of mind than you're currently having. So if you can just flip that, I think, that if you can apply the Queen of Pentacles energy, then you can turn things around with the turning as well. But if not, just know that you very much need to be more understanding, even if you don't agree with other people, even if you think that they are all stupid and you know better. You don't. And the reason why you don't is because you're not living their life. You don't know what they need to experience, you don't know what their inner thoughts are, why they are doing certain things. You can only know what you do, and what you can do is be more patient and be more caring and nurturing. Very interesting reading. I was not expecting something so heavily critical for this week, but this is what we get when we do tarot readings. So this was the general one, and now I'm gonna check the question we can ponder this week. Okay, so for the question, this is something that you can use to, think about when you go to work in the morning, go to school, or just sit down in the evening, or journal about it. Oh, I love this. We have creativity. And I know, I can already hear a lot of people are like, I'm not creative. I don't know why, it's just not for me. Everybody is creative. We are just creative in a different way. Not word. A word. A different way. And I'm gonna be using the spacious tarot because why not? So, the first question, what does creativity mean to you? And if your immediate response was, I'm not creative, why? Why do you say that? Is there a memory? Is there an experience from previously, from not previous life, but if you remember, that's awesome. Maybe from childhood, that when you were told that you're not good at drawing, you're not good at singing, you're not good at anything creative. And I'm air quoting this too much. Air quoting because there are obviously the obvious creative things, art and everything like that, but creative thinking as well is part of it. So, you can be very creative. For example, convince other people to give you chocolate or something like that. I don't know. What does creativity mean to you? Why are we not getting just simple, like one card at a time? But okay, let's do it this week. Oh, all are major arcana. So we have the Fool. We also have the Hermit. And we have the Star. And I love these. I love this. Because I feel like with the major arcana coming out that I'm right. This is like, why are you thinking this? And with creativity, you have to think about making a fool out of yourself. Sometimes if you start a project, a new thing that you need to learn, for example, drawing, because everybody can learn how to draw, not maybe you won't end up being the next Michelangelo, but you can be someone who likes to doodle and really enjoy it because it will look good on the paper. That's already something amazing. But it's a journey, and you don't know how it's gonna turn out, but you also don't know it if you don't try it. And yeah, maybe you will end up creating something that you feel like a fool when you finish it, but the whole point isn't the masterpiece at the end. It's also, the process to start it. That's the whole point. Just start creating. The easiest thing, get a pencil, get a notebook, watch YouTube videos on how to draw perspective and stuff like that. It can help. With the Hermit, I feel like you shouldn't really advertise it at the beginning when you're doing anything creative. So if you start a creative project, don't tell me. You can tell me, I'm not gonna judge you or anything like that. But don't announce it to everybody that, oh yeah, I'm gonna start a drawing course or a singing course or whatever, because there's this thing, and I've heard it in a psychological video once, and it really stuck with me, that if we start something and we tell other people that, oh, I'm gonna learn how to draw, and people are hopefully, are gonna be very supportive, and they're gonna be like, congratulate you on just starting it, even though you haven't even started, but you just told them, and you will get that positive feedback. And because it will satisfy you, your psychological need for certain things, you won't even start with the thing because you already got something out of it. So that's why it's very important that even that if you want this to be a part of your life and you actually want to be more creative, you want to, like paint or something, don't tell others yet. Do it in your own time, own space, because there's a bigger chance that you will never actually do anything with it if you go around and tell other people. And once you have something that you want to show up because you really enjoy it, of course, go ahead and tell. And I love the star here because you have to hope that this will end up beneficial for you. I love the star because the hope that we have in the star is not about, oh, I'm just hoping that everything is gonna be fine. It's not a surface level hope. The star card comes after the tower, and the tower is a really shitty moment or period of life to experience. And when you manage to pick up yourself from something like that, and you regain hope in the future, in yourself, in the situation, that's a hard-earned hope. And this star is something like that. But it also means that you have to believe that something good can, happen, that you can be creative, more creative. Obviously, if you want to. If you're not, you don't. But yeah, and it kind of feels like, after you made a fool out of yourself, so to speak, just in front of yourself, you need to take a step back. You need to be in the dark for a while, but keep that little star in your mind. I would say it kind of looks like the hermit's lantern, like shining a light somewhere else outside. So set some sort of kind of a goal, not as in, oh, I'm gonna finish a masterpiece in a year, but I don't know, just set a goal like, I'm gonna practice, let's stick with drawing, I'm gonna practice drawing like 1 hour every week. That's like a minimum. You can do more, or 10 minutes a day. I don't suggest daily goals like that because life can get in the way, and if you don't manage to do it every day, and maybe in a week you only manage it 4 times, you're gonna experience this as a failure because you skipped 3 times. But if you just say, I'm gonna try once a week, and you do twice a week, then it's already a positive experience. So set some goal and keep that in mind. Keep that tiny thing you want to achieve in front of you, and that will help to move forward. And if you want to come up with a short story based on the cards, do let me know, because you can, if you write a short story, you can share this with me, because that's already a goal you achieved. But yeah, this is for this week's question that we can think about. And now I'm gonna do the relationship part. Okay, for the relationship part, as usual, I'm gonna be using the building relationships. Why was that so hard? The building relationships oracle to get a main theme. What do we need to do? What do we need to know about relationships this week? Anything, please? And I have the Joie de Vivre tarot with me. Come on now. Okay. We're not doing it the old-fashioned way. We have family. Okay. Kinda came up in the general as well. So we have family. Let's see, what do we have to know about family? This week. Okay, that's okay. I will keep you. Yeah, very slippery surface. But the cards are very chattery. You have the Four of Swords at the bottom, by the way. A lot of fours. Okay, Page of Coins. This is a very detailed, intricate deck, like the illustration style. So I always love to look at the, you know, like tiny parts of it. So Page of Coins, Eight of Coins, and the Four of Coins. So again, very mundane kind of feeling, not in a bad way, but because it's all coins, so it's it could be money related, but I more feel like it feels more like just an everyday energy, like this is about the everyday life, not, you know, like not necessarily money. It's more about, you know, like the everyday life. But also with the Page of Coins, it could be about someone younger, like a family member who's younger than you. But I'm feeling more so you're in a, maybe because, you know, there are tiny creatures here down there. It could be a child if you have children, or if you have children around you. Yeah, kinda. I was thinking, you know, at first that no, it's not about someone younger. It's more about you need to go back to being more playful, and just a bit more childlike, which could be true for some. But it can also be that you can find yourself in a position when you're surrounded by children, or you have some interaction with children, and what the cards are saying, looping back to the Emperor thing, the imagery, at least to me, is you need to be mindful what sort of an example you're setting, and not in a way where you're like, oh, you don't drink in front of children, because hopefully you're not doing that. But more so like, even if you have a bad day, because this creature is holding the sun, even if you have a bad day, try to like present a more positive outlook, because children are very sensitive. Younger people probably look up to you in a sense that they model their behavior, you know, after adults around them. So even if you have a bad day, try to, I'm not saying faking how you feel, but be mindful that younger children might not understand that you're having a bad day because your work sucks. They don't know what that means. They just know that you came home, or you sat down somewhere on the bus next to them, and there was an interesting like adult, and then that adult was like, and then you ruined that child's, who knows, maybe day. So, you know, be mindful. And the Eight of Coins is just put in the work, because family is, most often than not, is complicated. But if you make the choice that you want to be the part of this family in, you know, any capacity, like in any role, it's not necessarily just a providing role. It's just, you know, like if you're a daughter and you want to be part of this family and be a daughter of that family dynamic, you have to put in the work. You have to be, like I said, mindful about others, and yeah, put in the work. Like, go and ask people how they are, or tell them how you are, communicate, express desires, express wishes, because we grew up with our family members, most of us, or, you know, it doesn't have to be like by blood, but whatever you consider family. And you think that everybody can read our minds. It doesn't work like that. We need to communicate. But yeah, put in the effort. Go and ask how everybody is. Tell them how you feel. But as well, because we have the Four of Coins with the lovely, lovely spider. I mean, look at that. Like, look at the wig. Like, that's from, you know, like before the French Revolution. Be mindful of how you're spending your resources and your energies. Don't overindulge, not just in money. Like, don't spend too much money on other people or yourself this week when it comes to family events or family related things. For example, a birthday. Sometimes people think that if they give money to other people, then that's everything, you know. It's good if you express your love that way, if that's your thing, and other people know that. Nothing's wrong with that. And I'm not saying, just don't think that you can, you know, solve everything by just, oh, here, I provided this thing, so, you know, I don't have to share my thoughts, my feelings, I don't have to care about you, I don't have to put in the work because, you know, I'm giving the money. Isn't it enough? Not necessarily. This week it's more about paying attention, spending time with people you want to actually spend time with, and allow them to ask for your time as well. But you know, boundaries. You need boundaries. But I kind of feel like you have those in check, so. But it could be a reminder that, you know, if you're too tired and you can only fake being happy for like 10 minutes, then afterwards just excuse yourself and go to your room or go to your whatever place you find most relaxed and comfortable, and spend your time there, because that's also being mindful of other people, because you don't have to drag the mood down, so to speak, if you're not feeling it. Okay, this is a very specific reading again, so I'm curious if it resonates, or if any of the readings resonated. There's gonna be a Hungarian one, and hope this is useful, and hope this format works. So see you in the next one. Bye.